Hello. Welcome to another Joyful Gems with Audrey Joy. I shared in the God Gem how my older brother Jerry influenced my decision to come to Christ at the ripe old age of 9. Jerry is 15 years my senior, and as a little girl, I thought he could do no wrong. I really looked up to him then. I still look up to him now. I often seek his counsel and advice. He loves the Lord, and he's borne much fruit since he made the decision to follow Jesus way back in the 70s at a cowboy church at Frontier Days in Cheyenne, Wyoming. But recently, my mom shared a story with me that I vaguely remember, but I do know that it's accurate. She loves to tell stories about me when I was a little girl, maybe even a baby, and I've come to believe that those years were some of the happiest times in her life. It was early in her marriage with Dad. She was a young mother, and I think she just treasures those times in her current world of shrinking memories and dimming recall. The story she told me was about being in church on Communion Sunday, and it must have been not too long after I made my decision to follow Jesus and give my heart to him. And Mom told me that as the elements came down the pew that I reached for them. And she said, "No, Audrey, you can't do that. You're too young. You don't understand what this means." And then she went on to tell me that I looked at her with very earnest eyes and said, "But Mom, I've asked Jesus to come into my heart." Well, Mom told me, how could I argue with that? So I was allowed to take communion on that day and every day after the communion was served. That was my confession of faith to my mother in church on a sweet Sunday morning with my family. It's important, in my opinion, to continue to share the fame of Jesus. I'll confess, I am not all that great of just asking people where they stand with Jesus, but what I am really good at is just talking about my faith. In the course of normal conversation, I just talk about what I believe and what Jesus has done for me and quote scripture. And, I just really never know. I don't know what seeds are being planted in those moments. I don't know if people agree with me, if they have another faith. I don't know if they know Jesus or not. I just talk about the Lord and my beliefs, and I figure it's God's job to cause the growth. Scripture tells us that's the truth. It's my job to plant the seed, or maybe I'm just coming along and watering seeds that have already been planted. The point is, if somebody asks questions about what I am saying, I need to then be ready to defend my faith in that moment, to explain who Jesus is and what he's done for me and what he's done for them by dying on the cross. He will give you the words to say in those moments if you just ask him. He will also give you wisdom in those moments. One thing that I am very committed to is in each book I write, I will share the gospel. It might be my character Tara doing the sharing. It might be the character Wyatt or maybe another character. But the reality of Jesus' love is going to be in every book I write. I've committed that to the Lord. So one way or another, it's going to be in there. And yes, I write so my readers can be drawn into the story, so they can enjoy the story, that it's for entertainment's sake to a certain extent. But first and foremost, I write because the Lord has called me to this. And beyond that, he's given me the talent and the skill and the ability to tell a story. So it's all because of him. And at the end of the day, it's all for him. If you found value in this gem, hit that subscribe button at the bottom of your screen and share it with a friend. You can also follow me on my author page on Facebook, This Is For Me, or my personal page. I post there a lot more, Audrey Wyatt Shrive on Facebook. And if you're not already a Joyful Gem subscriber, you can change that. Just log into my website at thisisforme.com, or even better yet, just shoot me an email, audreyjoy@thisisforme.com. Be joyful.